ADNAN, can we have a dialogue? A conversation? ADNAN, nothing to say? Silence speaks wonders.
My point here, why the pig, what the pig did for Jesus, the loving one, to take the evil spirits and put them in innocent pigs.
Yeah, let's read it.
Because the black dog himself itself is evil.
So Allah created it black and said kill it because it's black.
No.
Where's the logic in
because
that?
of that.
That's why the police. That's why the police.
But it's a policy. It's a policy. So what I'm trying to say to you, if a load of Hasidic Jews turned up now and did a massive congregation halfway across this park, there would everybody here from any place that would go and complain to police, they would probably say, can you stop?
The all-right made an issue.
It was before Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, but it was really made by Amy the bacon lady. She made
The other issue is you're right somewhere. The only issue is that if there's a policy, we ought to try and do it as a group between us to make sure that policy is adhered to. All right?
But I agree with you.
But Mohammed shouldn't have said to me, oh, I want to pray and that's
You
it.
can talk to him about that.
Right.
I'm talking to you. The rules are the rules, and we stick to the rules.
Which is great.
ADNAN,
But it's a rule.
ADNAN, are you running away? Can we have a conversation, ADNAN?
Are you going to still call Soccer Films a terrorist channel, ADNAN? Or do you think you made
Can we
a
have a
mistake?
conversation? Are you going to... ADNAN?
ADNAN, do you still think that Soccer Films is a terrorist channel?
ADNAN, can we have a conversation, a nice dialogue? We've had nice dialogues before, ADNAN. Can we have a dialogue, ADNAN? Is there anything you want to say, ADNAN? Are
Is there
you...
anything you want to clear up, ADNAN?
ADNAN? Can we have a dialogue? You always used to say...
That you like to talk to people. He's a good Christian, you say.
ADNAN, can we have a dialogue? A conversation? ADNAN, nothing to say? Silence speaks wonders. ADNAN?
ADNAN, is it true that you still think that Soccer Films is a terrorist channel?
ADNAN, is there any... Can we have a conversation? Nothing to say?
Why do you think that is?
ADNAN, what is your opinion on the verdict of...
Why these guys are...
I'm just asking it. I want to ask it on his opinion of... No, I'm not. I'm asking ADNAN
Stalking people
about his opinion on Abu
He's calling Soccer Films a
What's
terrorist
your
channel.
opinion of
No, but
everything
he's
that's
calling Soccer
happening?
Films a terrorist channel, though.
Yes, he's like extremist. I just want to ask ADNAN's opinion. You know, we would like to ask him about his views about what's been happening at the and stuff. So we clearly see what's happening with ADNAN. He's running away. The silence is deafening because he knows, especially if he speaks to me, I'll bring out the evidence that clearly will start destroying his arguments. But I hope everyone sees this. This is the nature of people like ADNAN Rashid. Very bold to go up to people like Katie Hopkins. Very bold to go up to Hatun. But now when we're asking him about these questions, he's running away. What about killing infants?
Listen. What has the lizard done? I saw
Lizard because
Yeah,
harmful.
you didn't address that.
Because harmful.
Why?
What do you mean is why? Because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ mentioned the lizard fuwaisiq. What is fuwaisiq? The scholars for So the scholars mentioned for a lizard is a fuwaisiq means evil, mean harmful. It's harmful, yeah. So no problem with that.
But not all lizards are harmful.
Yeah, so the type of I was talking about.
Yeah, but he said geckos.
No, he said wazaq.
No, gecko.
No, brother.
No.
Wazaq mean lizard. That's what I know according to my
But
knowledge.
not all lizards are evil.
That's what I'm saying. So the one you call wazaq.
Yeah, which one is that?
Now, I'm not the expert when it comes to animals, okay? But I know Prophet Muhammad speaking about an animal that he knows about. So he's saying, because what you have to understand, people, yeah? Be honest and be genuine person, yeah? So Prophet Muhammad telling us to kill a wazaq, not because donkey is evil or harmful, or because a dog is harmful. He's telling us to kill wazaq.
Can I bring the hadith now, just so you can confirm the Arabic?
Because all the hadith, I just read it. So al-wazaq, ça veut dire, you're right, how are you doing? You're good. Al-wazaq, ça veut dire harmful. But you've been ordered to kill children, infants and babies, and donkeys, because something happened 400 years ago. So that comparison between us and you is very far.
Yeah, but then
Very far.
your hypocrisy as well
Why hypocrisy?
is because, for example, you're saying someone was killed for something.
Come inside, come inside. There's a guy shouting. Without shouting, yeah? Without shouting.
Yeah. So your
Don't
point.
heckle, yeah. So do you understand about the
But
wazak?
let me just find the gecko one as well,
Yeah,
just so
okay.
you can confirm
Yeah, الوزخ.
the word.
Bring the other hadith, Adam Akhi. Where's Hisham? Bring the hadith.
Which one?
The hadith of الوزخ. All the scholars explained in Nawawi. All the scholars. Yeah, الوزخ.
Okay,
So now, what Paper Boy is doing, by the way?
this one says gecko, but it's not the same one. But if you could just,
No, yeah, and
this is a different
حدثنا
hadith.
عن أم الشقاء من الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم بقتل يا الوزخ which is that's what I'm saying
Lizard.
yeah lizard, that's the one, yeah.
Okay, but that's a
Yeah,
generic word.
No,
lizard.
but now look what you're doing, Paper Boy, yeah?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah.
No, what Paper Boy is doing now, yeah? Now you are, as I have mentioned, yeah? It's like a person who's drowning. You know nature of person who's drowning. He's so desperate, he will try to hold on anything to save his life. Now you try to compare this with your Bible telling you to kill infants and the donkeys because something happened 400 years ago. But in the Prophet Muhammad sent us to kill al-wazaq, this type of animal, because it's harmful. There's no doubt about that. There's other animals which we have been ordered to kill because they are harmful. Not because kill wazaq because the duck is harmful. Oh, you know what? Pest, yeah? Not because this animal, because something happened 400 years ago. So our teaching, alhamdulillah, is justice. But you want, not because those children, they're going to grow up as an evil, wicked. No, because the reason you kill the donkeys and the infants, something happened 400 years ago.
Okay,
There's no justification for it.
There's a difference because what I'm doing, I'm
Okay.
breaking down each point of your argument. So that's why I brought up the Al-Qadir.
Al-Khadr.
And then Al-Khadr,
Which is-
and also
okay.
because you was talking about the donkeys,
Yeah.
that's why I brought an animal as well.
But it's not
because
same. It's
the
a wrong
lizard.
analogy.
No, because I'm
No,
saying
you know
if-
why it's a wrong analogy? You know why? You are right if you have a point against me. If Prophet Muhammad said kill al-wazagh because the non-believers did something to you 500 years ago.
Revenge.
Revenge, yeah. But your Bible tell you to kill a donkey out of revenge. Something happened. Let me let me finish.
Yeah.
You know I'm gonna let you speak as well. So your Bible tell you to kill the donkeys and the infant 2 months old because something happened 400 years ago. But us, Prophet Muhammad said to kill the lizard or the wazaq, more specific, this type of animal because the animal itself is harmful, not because something happened 400 years ago. You see the
Okay,
agree
now,
that it's something,
wait,
yeah.
okay,
No,
now
you
my
understand.
response. First
Go
of
on,
all,
go on.
not all lizards are harmful. I can go to a zoo.
I'm talking about
and
wazaq.
yeah,
As exposed.
yeah,
Yeah.
but wait,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no, but listen to what I'm saying. He
What
said
line?
lizard. I said what
I said
type?
wazaq.
Yeah,
Wazaq.
which translates to what?
No, I don't know what translator is. That's why I'm very specific. You know when it comes to translation, yeah?
Yes.
I'm very cautious with that.
Yes.
Why? Because sometimes you can mistranslate something.
Yes.
So I'm talking about specific animal that our messenger, beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said to kill. Because why? Because they are harmful. Not because kill them because something happened 400 years ago. Don't. And that's in the Bible.
Okay,
So
wait,
don't try to compare our
wait.
Prophet Muhammad's
Okay,
teaching
but
with the teaching.
now let me just clarify because
Okay, go
even
on.
when I've looked at this, there is no scholar, or from what I've seen, there's no one that says it's a specific type of lizard. It's just a generic lizard. But let me finish. Yeah, I know, but let me finish because most people translate it either to gecko. Actually, that's why I showed you. If I show you the English, they'll say it's actually a gecko. A gecko. Now, and then on another point, I'm just going to read out a hadith, and if Shamsi wants to comment, it says the Prophet of Allah ordered to kill dogs, and we were even killing a dog which a woman brought with her from the desert. Afterwards, he forbade to kill them, saying, "Confine yourself to the type which is black." Now, what did the black dog do? So this is what I'm saying because what I want to do. Let me just finish. Let me just finish. Because
point two.
because
I'll deal with it. No problem.
because clearly
Get about the dog, because say about the dog.
because clearly here look, this is a black dog. So accordingly, this is an evil dog. Now my point is this: if you're going to mock. Oh, they said kill the donkeys. Look within your own limit.
Wait, you know,
yes, listen. Wait. Look, what did I say? I said I'm going to break down. I said I'm going to break down each point. So I said we're just talking about the animal. We can talk about the baby fine. But what I'm saying is yes. But what I'm saying is
look, even for the sake of
wait. Let me finish. Because he's saying the donkeys were killed for something 400 years ago. Yes. So you say, well, what did the donkeys do at that time? But I'm saying, even if you, that's hypocrisy because he thinks that's wrong, but then you don't have a problem that someone said, kill a dog because it's black. What did the? No, because for me, that's hypocrisy. You may not see it the same way, but for me, everyone else, it's hypocrisy.
Everyone can see this man is not honest person. First of all, he jumped the point. You try to back up and justify your evil action in the Bible by telling you to kill an infant 2 months old and a donkeys and a sheep for something happened 400 years ago. Yes, it would be good arguments if in the Bible said kill the donkeys because those donkeys, they were harmful. You can say, okay, God said that and God knows about his creation. Yes, a reason behind it which is justified with any person with a sound intellect. Say, yeah, it's fair enough. Those donkeys, God knows about them, they were evil. Now, you try to justify by the lizard. And I told you, Prophet Muhammad never told us, alayhi salam, command us to kill al-wazagh because al-wazagh, his great, or because someone else, or the donkey could, no. The wazagh is a type of animal that is harmful. Now you try to speak about the dog, because a black dog. First of all, this is always tried to be utilized by the people who claim Islam is racist, okay? Now the most holy place upon the earth to the Muslims is covered with what? Black color, okay? And so if we had a black, what the heck we're gonna cover our most beloved place to us with a black, okay? Prophet Muhammad said the black man in paradise. I'm
not talking about racism, that's a diversion. What did the black dog do?
I'm coming to it.
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad said the space, not every black animal, because a black cat is not evil.
The black dog.
Let me finish. I want to let me speak. The reason the black dog, not because the kill the black dog, because why? Because his great grandfather did something. No, because the black dog himself itself is evil.
So Allah created it black and said kill it because it's black.
No.
Where's the logic in
because
that?
of that. No, because of that.
What?
That's all right. Because the scholars mentioned it is high likely the evil spirit, as you call them, which you call them jinn, easy answer to black dogs.
So that's why you should kill them all.
So justified.
You're saying that why would God create it? That's like saying why would God create Satan?
Yeah, why would God create Satan? Yeah.
That's what saying.
Wait.
Satan can enter this.
No. Wait.
Is that what you're saying?
Wait.
Satan can enter this.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Why God create Satan? Okay. You believe God can enter woman private part, but you have a problem with Satan enter dog.
You see? Running away again. Running away. You see? Okay.
Paper boy, I'm not running away.
No. Because this is why I don't like engaging with James. If you stay and we have a discussion, even if you disagree, stay and don't run away.
Paper boy, your arguments, I have respect here. Just become Muslim. You're struggling to defend your religion.
No, you're giving us a weak reason.
You have a shirk.
Killing dogs and lizards.
No. You have no. Okay, which one is worse? To kill a dog or infant 2 months old? No, let him answer. I don't ask you about what happened last year or what happened to your mother. I'm asking you a simple question. Which one is worse?
Now, I'm going to give a complete answer because
when you speak about Islam, people, boy, yeah?
What's that?
Logic disappears when you speak about Islam.
Your logic has disappeared.
No,
it's in your behaviour since you became Muslim.
Exactly,
he has changed for the worse.
No, he become good now. He doesn't go fighting.
When he was fighting with what's his name? What's his name? With the dreadlocks.
You get emotional. Paper boy.
Respect.
I feel good after that.
Respect.
How do you feel shots?
No, but let me give him a complete answer. Because, for example, when he spoke about the donkeys, now these...
My question, paper boy. Come on, paper boy. You gentlemen, which one is worse?
Listen to what I said.
Dog or an
listen
infant?
to what I said. I said, let me give a complete answer. That means I'm going to address both points.
All right, go.
But because you lot...
Leave him.
All right, now the backup dancers can keep quiet. No. I'm not emotional.
Is that Jesus or Ego Boss?
My point was, so I addressed both points. The
Good.
donkeys, for example, the Amalekites were idolaters.
Okay.
So these are animals that have been dedicated to foreign gods. So therefore, even, as we know, Jews, for example, they don't eat. No, because anyway, let me finish. Whatever he's saying.
When it comes
But
to
the thing is,
donkeys,
we know Jews do not associate things with associate with idolaters, or idolatry. So therefore, God is making an example. It's saying, even the animals, even if you're going to keep it for yourself, wipe them out. Because God does. Huh?
Does it say that in a verse, or you come
Do
out with that with your head?
the Christians do not take one verse. That's what you lot do. That's why we read the whole. That's why we read the whole Bible. We know what God's character is. You lot can just read what God says this, but we actually read the whole chapter. The whole.
I read the whole chapter. Read the whole chapter.
The whole.
No, wait.
Okay.
Read the whole
Okay.
chapter.
What is
No, no,
God's?
no.
What is God's attitude? Wait. Let me. I'm gonna address the child thing.
But ask you a question. Which one is worse, to kill an infant? Brothers, ladies and gentlemen, go
Did I
Google
say I was going to give a
human
complete
soul.
answer? So now he's interrupting.
Which one? Okay.
I said I was going to address both. Now you stop me.
No, paperboy. If I kill a dog and someone kill infant, which one is worse?
Now, if someone, you see, if you want to go,
I'm gonna go.
because this is what they want. This is what they want. They don't want an explanation, which I'm about to give. So clearly, you see. All right, cool.
All misguided.
Why has your behavior become worse since you became a Muslim and you were fighting with respect? All right, see you later. See you later. Bye. You see, so clearly, what he does, he brings false. They don't want to hear an answer because the answer is very simple answer. So, in terms of we see in the Old Testament with Moses, this nation constantly attacked the Israelites. It wasn't just that one verse. Because we clearly see other verses where God says, my anger is going to get to a certain point before I decree vengeance. But they don't like those verses, but that's why we see God's character, because animals or things associated with idolatry is rejected in Judaism. That's why even like Jews, they won't eat food that has been dedicated to idols. It's just standard. But what they want to do is stick on that one verse, and then when you say yes, they run away. So that's why I didn't even finish my answer, and he ran away, because that's why every time he comes up with something, I have to give something back in return that exposes their hypocrisy. Because what I was going to say is that he had a problem with God saying, wiped out the Amalekites for something they had did 400 years before. So something they weren't associated. But within his own Quran, a boy is killed for something he hadn't even done, and all in the future he was going to become a disbeliever. So he believes it's okay then, according to his logic, to kill a child because he hasn't committed any crime, but one day he's going to leave Islam. So how can he justify that? Because in both stories, no one had done anything specifically. That's his argument. But then how come if the children hadn't done anything in the time of Moses, but then in the Quran, the child hadn't done anything in the time of Al-Qadir, they were both killed? But what he tries to use is atheist arguments to say, oh, in the Bible it's wrong, but then in the Quran it's okay. And this is why he'll say, oh, but the Prophet Muhammad said this. Prophet Muhammad wasn't alive when Moses was alive. So tell us what instructions Allah gave to Moses. Because somehow Islamic logic is, the Israelites came out of Egypt and they settled in the land of Canaanite. How did they settle in someone else's land? Unless the people are being killed, tell us how did they, because that's what's going to happen. If you're coming into someone else's land to settle, there's going to be wars and people are massacred. But they don't use their logic to think actually what they're arguing is actually against what they should believe and accept. Because God is giving these commandments, go into these lands, wipe out these people and whatnot. But then they'll address what Prophet Muhammad said, but he wasn't alive at the time of Moses. So this is why I wanted to break down the flaws of his argument. But all he will do is ask one question and then run away.
Why did he kill the donkey? Why did he kill the donkey? That's it, and ran.
Exactly. The Israelites. Well, I haven't really spoken with them, so like.
I mean, in the Bible, they killed off people as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But from a Muslim perspective, you can't be appealing to Muhammad because Muhammad wasn't there when Moses was there. That's why I said, what instructions did Allah give to Moses? Because we're saying at that time, remember what the whole purpose was, is God's taken a nation of slaves and he said, I will make you into a great nation. Those times there was many wars. So therefore, it's either attacked or be attacked. They didn't attack everyone, and it wasn't like Islam where you spread your religion by the sword. It was like, this is the land I've designated into you, and you're going to have to go out into it. All these people are idolaters, and God is casting judgment on them. If the people had turned to the God of Israel, they could have been okay. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't about spreading Judaism in that sense. So we have to use our logic, because Muslims also agree that Allah wiped out the people with the flood. Yeah. They will also agree that Allah wiped out Sodom and Gomorrah. But even in the Quran, and Ibn Kathir says that it was baked bricks, which was horse poo mixed with some sort of clay, and there was everyone's name was on this baked brick, so everyone was destroyed. So he has no problem with Allah sending a baked brick from heaven to destroy a child. This is why we have to say, where's the consistency in the arguments that they're making?
Consistent, feel me? Pardon? Any of these religious books are consistent.
Well, if he's bringing a point, he has to be consistent, because we're saying in the Old Testament there were certain times that God instructed, that God's anger got so high, he just basically commanded Moses and some of the other prophets to wipe people out. You know, and as Christians now, yes, people may find it quite hard to kind of say, comprehend, but this is not something that's instructed today. But even with things like within Islam, there are things that are still instructed today. They have no problem, for example, with stoning someone to death, even till today. As a Christian, we can say in the Old Testament, it was instructed, but we don't follow that anymore. If someone did that today, we would feel some way about it.
Exactly. So we never felt a way about it at that time before.
Well, we have to say, when we look at some things historically, how things were, because we know, for example, the Amalekites, people used to sacrifice their children to their gods. Yeah. And these are some of the things that angered God, to say, look, destroy these people. And even there's stories where some of the women led the Israelites into idolatry. God commanded them, the Israelites, to be killed, and even the women and the people that led them into idolatry to be killed as well.
But when they say about the idols, I mean the sacrifice of the children. You think they talk about the whole populace of the people or a certain demographic of that nation?
Well, it was part of their kind of like belief system. So I'd say like
the Babylonians were into sacrificing their kids to bow and shit.
Obviously, maybe not everyone did it, but
the average man, was he doing that?
Well, we'll say a high proportion of people, because sometimes even when people give birth to girls, females were seen very like low in society. So people had no problem of like burying their children, because you're gonna have to provide for them and stuff like that. And it was a very male-dominated society. So we sometimes look retrospectively back at a society that is in the Bronze Age. There's two different standards.
Because I'd say, personally, I feel like the same thing that was going on in the Bible, and they talk about, is going on today. And
well, exactly.
People get sacrificed.
I mean, ultimately, even when we see wars today, people drop bombs, and sometimes, like, people in the government will call it collateral damage, but children get bombed as well, you know. But people will encourage wars. They won't say, I'd refrain from their war, you know. But these are some of the things that happen. But obviously that's why what they like to do is go to the Old Testament and then try and talk about that. But we don't follow the Old Testament, and that's why I tried to bring out a verse.
So you follow the New Testament?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Christ says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You know, love those who curse you.
Do you feel like there's not even, I would say a contradiction between the New Testament and the Old Testament?
Well, in terms of...
Do they complement each other, do you think?
Well, they do complement each other. So Christ was the fulfillment of the Old Testament. But the purpose of, like, if you ask a Jew today, what was the purpose of the Old Testament? They'll say it was meant to make us like better people in terms of the laws itself. So going and killing people wasn't a law, that was just an instruction at one point, but the 613 laws that they followed. So God's taken this nation of, they were almost like savages, they were slaves, they were uncouth people.
Who are these people, the Hebrews?
Yeah, they were in Egypt for 400 years or so.
Were they?
Yeah.
See, all of that, bro, I don't know. I don't know, innit?
Well, let's just go according to the Bible anyway.
Okay, according to the Bible.
Yeah. So they're slaves. God's taking them out, and He's trying to purge these people from the ways that they had learned in Egypt and bring them a new way. So that's why He's given different laws. Don't follow idols. You know, keep the Sabbath. Like, don't murder, don't steal. Like all these certain things. Some things we find available in other cultures, but the purpose was to kind of make this nation an example to other nations, because at that time, like, it was a dog-eat-dog world. You can't, for example, if the Christian philosophy
in the world, back in
the
day,
Bronze Age, in the Bronze Age.
Bronze
So
Age.
what's the difference between today and now?
today and now,
Yeah.
they're the same thing. Today and now is the same thing.
Sorry, today and back then, rather. Sorry.
Well, in terms of, I think societies have evolved.
Involved
You know,
in what way?
we're not necessarily
Capital
as
punishments, I suppose,
yeah in terms of society, or
Because that's what I was saying about the Babylon and the sacrifice of children.
Yeah.
When we say that's what they were doing,
yeah.
I don't think they talk about the general average populace, the man-to-man that's going and working and going home to feed his family. I think they're talking about certain groups of people, and
Yeah,
people
with
that
the-
probably control that society.
Yeah, it would have been a common occurrence that people wouldn't necessarily have had a problem with. It was just like,
But that's an opinion, bro. I don't know where you get that conclusion. That the average person was okay with sacrificing children. It's just mentioned that they were sacrificing children.
I think
Because it goes on today,
looking-
we know it, but with looking back, they'll say, oh, they were okay with it because they just went to work instead of doing something about it.
Historically, when we look at these things, these nations, because even, for example, we look at jumping away from them, like the Aztecs. They used to sacrifice people to the sun god all the time.
Yeah, and the Incas.
You know, the Incas, they had no problem with it.
Yeah.
You understand? And that was like a kind of big festival.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've never read no documentation from these indigenous nations in America
Yeah.
talk about sacrificing children.
Yeah,
That's
but have
all-
you searched out for it? You can.
No, but
you
I know
can-
about scholars and the people that want to go to them lands and say, oh, this is what we saw. But I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
not to trust them people.
Yeah, but what people, you have to consult the historical documents, whether it's like inscriptions or even writings from other nations about their
What about their
practices
own
or-
nations? So is there, you're saying there's practices,
Yeah.
sacrificial practices, but you see, maybe the writing will give a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
Because at one point, I see, like in the Aztec, they're talking about, you see it, they're cutting off people's heads.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
people of a lighter caste.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on there? You ask a question, oh, it looks like they were racist.
Yeah.
Ask a question,
Yeah.
maybe if we had the access to the information that they didn't burn down or hide away somewhere,
Yeah.
maybe we'll look at the things a bit differently.
Yeah,
So it's
I mean-
hard to look at things with a lens and like, oh, back then they were doing this and that. Like,
Yeah, I think sometimes what we do, we look at the Bronze Age, sometimes with a 21st century perspective. But
Definitely.
So you'll see things that you find disagreeable, and I'm sometimes a bit wary of doing that. Sometimes we can look at things and say, oh no, that was wrong, but there's certain things, like for example wars are always going on during those times, conquests and such, empires, Roman Empire.
Round 3.
No, I just want to ask about this, Paperboy. In the Bible, Jesus sent the evil spirits and he sent them inside the pigs. So what was wrong with the pigs?
But Jesus never said kill all the pigs.
No, but he said, no. He said go inside the pigs.
Yes.
Would-
Okay,
why?
let's read it.
Why?
Okay,
Wait. No. You
Let me read it.
Wait. Let me finish. No, just about protein because I want to discuss this one. No problem.
I said no problem,
No
let's
problem.
discuss.
My point here. What the pig did for Jesus, the loving one,
Yeah.
to take the evil spirits and put them in innocent pigs.
Yeah, let's read it.
Yeah, read it.
So,
Yeah.
oh.
Read it, please. Because he said innocent
Hold on,
dogs. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get, because let me get
Matthew.
8.
Let's fact check.
That's brother.
Let's fact check.
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew and Mark.
Piggy fiddlers. Matthew 8. What? Matthew 8. What?
Yeah, man.
Matthew 8.
You know,
Mark 5.
8:28.
the Christians always I tell them,
Matthew 8.
don't be
28.
hypocrites.
Mark 5:1.
What?
Go one by one. 8:28. Mark 8:28.
Let's check this one. Sorry, brother. Sorry.
Matthew
Oh, you was
8:28.
chatting, not me, you know.
You're chatting to him, yeah?
Mark 8.
Matthew, sorry.
It wasn't
Matthew
really going on.
8:28.
Matthew, it wasn't really saying.
Even you had enough.
28.
No, not even that. It was just perspective, innit?
Okay, no
Looking at it
problem.
differently.
Sorry, I just wanna. The brother brought me this one. I'll show him.
Yeah, you ran away with still.
Okay, so now I'll read from, it says, and when he came
Yeah.
to the other side, to the country of the Gadarenes, two demon-possessed men met him coming out of the tombs.
Yes.
So fierce that no one could pass that way. And behold, they cried out, "What have you to do with us, O Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" Now a herd of many pigs was feeding at some distance from them, and the demons begged him, saying, "If you cast us out, send us away into the herd of pigs." So who asked? The demons asked Christ. So now refuting. No, I'll continue. Wait, let me finish.
So you God is the demons. 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 So you God is the demons.
Now he doesn't want me to finish. Now,
Allah, you God is the demons.
You see, let me finish. And he said to them, "Go." So they came out and went into the pigs, and behold, the whole herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned under the waters.
Okay, no problem.
So he lied when he said,
I didn't lie.
Oh, you. What did you say?
I brought you.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Hold a minute.
What was your question?
Let's say down. Jesus, does he listen to the devil?
No. What was your original question? What was your original question?
My original question was, your God, Jesus, send the demon spirits inside the pigs. Is that true or not?
So?
No, is that true or not? Is that true or not? Is that true or not? No,
we just read it.
Is that true or not?
We just read it. We just read it.
Is that true?
Of course it's true. We just read it.
That's what I said.
So now,
No, wait. No, because
so
you God listen to demons.
Now
you took out Prophet Muhammad. So you God take orders from the devils.
Go and say take
So you God take devils. No, answer my question. Does you God take orders from devils?
And said, why did Jesus? Because he tried to use that verse as a refutation
as
to why the prophet said kill the black dog.
No, I didn't say no.
Yes.
No, I never said that. No.
Because you said let me finish. You said wait.
Christians, you God listen to devil. You God take orders from the devil. Don't ever speak against Prophet Muhammad. Don't cut this.
You're mocking the idea
of
animals being possessed by demons.
Yes.
No, I was mocking the idea. I was mocking the idea of an entire populace of black animals being wiped out.
Animals. Don't lie. That's it.
My mocking was because all the black dogs were ordered to be killed just because apparently...
No, he never. After what he said, Prophet Muhammad.
What did he say?
The
black dogs.
No, where's after the hadith?
The black dogs.
We haven't read all of it. Read the hadith entirely.
Okay.
No, my point here is.
Wait,
I just want to ask you.
Wait, let me just finish.
No, you answer my question. Does he go take on the devil? Alhamdulillah. So now we can shut the Bible because the Bible has been influenced by the devil.
Now
run away.
We see.
Walk away. That's what I do. Walking away. What Bible? What do you know Bible?
The demons asked to be cast out into the pigs because they knew Jesus was going to demonstrate his power by casting them out.
Jesus is God. Jesus is God. He sent them to their death.
Yeah. So wait. Brothers, brother.
Alright, stop interrupting. Let him speak.
No. Wait. Paper boy.
Yes.
Does you God know those pigs were innocent?
The pigs were innocent?
Yeah.
Why were they innocent?
Okay, what crime they committed for God to send evil spirits to harm them?
They would die.
No, watch. What? The animals, are they innocent or evil according to you?
They're not evil.
They are innocent.
I wouldn't say they're innocent. They're just animals.
Animals, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Now, is it okay for me to go kill any animal for no reason?
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Why? Because that's injustice.
Well,
what? What are you saying, brother? You agree? Yeah, innit? No, he said yes easily. Why it takes you long?
He's not me.
Yeah, but he has a brain.
Then have a debate with him.
I will have debate with him, no problem. Because why? You have a double standard.
How?
I'll tell you how. Because you will say it's evil to kill a woman, but in the Bible it says kill a woman. It's okay. That's how it's double standard. If the Bible says
it's evil to kill a child, but then in his own Quran a child was killed.
No. Don't lie. Who's no child? Who's no child?
Al-Jalalain said he had not reached puberty.
Wait.
You're not a scholar. You have no tafsir. So Al-Jalalain said he had not reached puberty.
Jalalain, yeah?
Right.
Which one?
There's
Which one, Jalalain?
There's two Al-Jalalains.
Which one?
I don't know.
There you go.
It's a joke. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Do you know
Because
why
we
I
have
said
the
that? Do you know
if
why I
I
said
open
that?
up the Quran,
Boy,
I'll open up the tafsir of
Okay.
Al-Jalalain. It does not tell you which
I
one.
tell you, it tells
So
you.
then
It tells
blame
you.
your
It
own
tells you.
Islamic
It tells
people.
you.
or not.
It tells you.
Shall we go?
It
Okay,
tells you.
let's go.
It tells you. It tells you that
1870.
Al-Mahalli. It tells you it's a Mahalli.
Okay,
Jalaluddin
I'm going to
Suyuti-
go. This is the Quran.
Bro, look, he's not
We'll
let me
go.
finish.
No, I'm
Akhi,
showing
why
to
you tell me to come
I'm
back?
refuting
Wallahi,
him.
you are tell me to come back.
We'll
Okay?
go to
No,
18.
no, listen, stop it, stop it. No.
Hold on. Wait, let's
This
see.
guy.
Because
Is that
you're
the book?
saying-
Is that the book?
No, that's a Quran. Though.
Look, I've got
That's
this is
Quran.
a Quran.
Are you mad?
Watch.
That's an iPhone.
A translation, whatever you want to call
Quran
it.
website,
He's not.
Shamsi. Stop playing stupid.
So website, you be
This is
stupid.
an app with the Quran.
Wallahi, look, akhi. They are, you know, Christians, they are so ridiculous. You get frustrated when you speak to them. Wallahi, you get so frustrated. Wait, before you go. Before, those pigs were innocent or evil.
Were they innocent? They were just pigs.
They were pigs. Did they commit any crime, those pigs?
They had not committed.
So
any
why
crime.
you God send evil spirit to harm them?
2,000. And eventually,
2,000 of them. 2,000 of them. 2,000 of them.
Okay.
2,000. Take care of yourself. Bye. You go take order from the devil.
All right. Look,
And you go
there's a
take.
lizard. There's a lizard.
No, you are the lizard. You are
There's a lizard.
Kill a
Go on, go on.
Let me
There's
kill
one
him.
there.
Kill a lizard.
There's one there.
Oh, kill a
There's one
lizard.
there.
Not
Big
together,
lizard.
bro.
There's a lizard there.
You are
There's
big
a
There's a
lizard.
lizard there, so you got
There's a
to
lizard.
kill it, so you got together.
Were they actually pigs?
Let him see.
These pigs that he sent the demons to, are they actually pigs?
They are pigs, yeah, in the Bible. My point here is, look, what's your number?
There's no open to interpretation.
No. There's
definitely
pigs. Well, my point here is, why is it, yeah? Now, first of all, from this passage, what we can take that Jesus, who they claim, brother, I'm speaking. Okay, I'm speaking to him. That who they believe is God, he took commandments from a devil. He took commandments from the devil. So therefore,
Look,
we cannot trust.
you believe in
brother,
this?
It's just monkeys.
Yeah.
What are you talking
This is
about?
what you believe in.
Monkeys.
Is it true? Is it true in your hadith that there was monkeys that were stoning other monkeys for adultery?
Munkar, it's not sahih. It's not sahih. No, he's a liar. It's not sahih. Yeah, it's not sahih. It's not sahih. No, don't change. He changed his subject. He changed his subject now. Let me.
You said he talked to demons.
So now what we can take from the passage, that clearly, that the God of the Bible was...
The monkeys were
Brother,
stoned.
he doesn't like to hear the truth. He doesn't want to hear the truth.
Stoned for
Can you respect?
adultery.
Can you respect? No, my point here is, from that passage we see clearly that the Bible was heavily influenced by the devil.
said Bukhari's
you know why?
monkey.
Because why?
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Yeah.
You agree with that? Thank you very much.
Bukhari.
Bukhari. He's a Hawashi. You know Hawashi is?
Explain.
Okay. Bukhari
It's
in a
not
manuscript.
reliable. Yes,
You know,
okay, go.
you know, paper boy.
Okay, tell us.
We are proud of Islam, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're like, because you've been murdered today.
Okay.
3 times. You know what I've done to you?
So what are you
Sunnah
saying
way.
is
Sunnah way.
Bukhari's not
Sunnah way. What is it? 3 times.
Bukhari
I
is
didn't
not
say that.
reliable.
I didn't say that.
Explain then. Finish your
That
point.
narration, brother, that narration, scholars mentioned, one of Albani,
Yeah.
it was in a footnote. It's not from the original scripture. And also, that is not hadith. That is Ibn Mas'ud. For the sake of argument, first of all, it's not in
Is it
Bukhari.
reliable?
No, wait, it's not in Bukhari. You don't know.
asking you, is it
Wait.
reliable?
Wait.
It's a reliable though, Shanti. It's a fair question.
Brother, do you know what's footnote?
Sorry?
Footnote.
I'm
You know,
asking,
if you
is it reliable?
Footnote, yeah.
There's no way you don't understand what he's
so
saying.
there's
I'm asking, is it reliable, yes or no?
Wait.
He's saying it's not even in
It's not in
Bukhari.
the Bukhari,
How
brother.
can you not get that?
In a footnote. You know, wait. You know when you get books and you get footnotes, those footnotes sometimes can be from who? From the one who printed the book. It's not even from the author. Do you understand that? Anyway, you guys heavily influenced by the devil. If you want to speak, you don't have discussion. Because you seem like a wise man. What would you believe? Are you?
What do I believe?
Yeah.
Brother, I'm hearing it.
Like what
in
would
the
you?
flesh.
Of course you believe in the flesh. You don't believe in the.
Huh?
You believe in God.
No, yeah, I'm here in the flesh.
What do you mean?
You mean?
No, you are in the flesh. I know, but you
Yeah.
believe in God.
There's a higher power, absolutely.
You believe in the Creator.
Yeah,
without any
man.
doubt.
Yeah, of course.
So now when you believe in the Creator, you believe there is a purpose for life.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you and I, as human beings, we know that logically speaking, the only one that knows about our purpose for this life is the one who made us. That's a logical argument.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Yeah,
Because, for example, to make it clear, if I'm the first person to make a phone, no one made the phone before me. The only person knows about the purpose of that phone is me because I made it from scratch. Okay.
Cool.
So now, if we know that and we establish that, okay.
iPhone.
I'm talking about first phone, brother. Yeah,
Show us
okay.
something from the Quran that Allah
Okay, we're
created.
talking about. So my point, then the logic dictates that God will not leave it up to our feelings and our thinking to come to the conclusion how to worship Him. Why? Because we have different feelings. We have
When you say
different thinking.
worship, I mean,
To be grateful to Him.
to be grateful.
Yes.
So that's
To
our
the
purpose,
Creator.
to be grateful.
No, I'm coming to it. I'm coming
Okay,
to it.
okay.
Yeah? To be grateful to Him. So now, what is the purpose? Now, when it comes to the Muslim, we say based upon the Creator's wisdom and mercy and justice, He chose people amongst us from our kind to teach us about our purpose for this life. But again, some people are going to claim to be a prophet of the Creator, but they are liars. So now, how can we
How do you know
differentiate?
Muhammad was a prophet?
I'm speaking to you, by the way.
No,
I'm coming
no,
to that.
you can
I'm coming to
combo,
that.
Shams.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that.
My question would be,
brother,
how
you
come-
give me the combo.
But I'm coming to that.
my question would be,
He
what
was
you
trying
said
to
so
the
far
brother,
would
you
be,
give me the combo. Yeah.
how can one, I agree that everyone has a purpose.
You agree with my
Everything you said so far, I would agree.
Alhamdulillah.
But when it starts to agree, how can every man I believe has a purpose in it.
Okay.
You see me?
That's correct.
Some men are here to conquer worlds in it. You feel me? Conquer countries. Some people are here to whatever they're doing in it.
No, but
to
we
argue at
just, we
speaking
just,
corner.
brother, we just
Yeah.
agreed that the one should tell us about our purpose for
Yeah.
life is the Most High.
Right.
Okay. Now the one who's gonna conquer the life, or the one who's gonna rape women,
So-
he's gonna tell you his feeling or someone. Now we need to have a yardstick to determine which one is coming from the Most High.
A yardstick.
Yeah, yardstick
So
means
man needs
criteria.
tools. So man needs tools to understand his creator.
The creator,
criteria.
The criteria. Criteria, for example, for that criteria for true prophet.
Yes,
True
what is the
prophet,
criteria?
is known amongst his people to be truthful and honest, not a liar. Why? Because imagine there is someone who is a liar amongst us, known to be a liar. Then he comes to you or me and he say, you know what, I'm a prophet of God. You and I think, hold a minute, you are known to be a big liar. Now you claim to be a prophet of God. You just escalated, yeah? Now, if you are an ambassador,
So was Muhammad
and I'm speaking to him, we're gonna come to that.
I mean,
first
I
of
get.
all. Let me, sorry, hear me out.
Yeah,
Thank
go
you
on,
very
go
much.
on. Yeah, please.
Now, imagine you're an ambassador, yeah? Or you're a king, and I'm another king. You want to send me someone to convey a message up from you. You will choose the most honest person, correct?
I mean, me, brother. You
Yeah.
see me. I think the middleman business between the creator is funny.
No, I'm talking, listen carefully, I said.
Yeah.
If you are a king,
Yeah, if I'm a king.
and you want to send ambassador to me,
Yeah.
okay, would you choose the honest person or the liar?
Better do it myself.
No, if you cannot do it by yourself,
If I can't.
you choose someone honest person.
Yeah, but if I
That's what I'm
can,
saying.
I'll do it myself.
Without any doubt, that's
Right,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm saying let's be realistic, because
Okay.
when we talk in theory, we can do anything.
So now we talk about the creator, right?
Yeah, we're gonna come to it. So now the creator, when he choose prophets and messengers, those prophets and messengers that are known to be truthful and honest. Okay?
That's who he's picking.
Yeah,
the creator.
the second criteria, they will come with the same message, even though they never met each other. Prophet Muhammad never met Moses. Moses never met Abraham, who they will teach him. But all of them came, worship the creator of the heavens and the earth, and that which is between them. Okay? And worship him according to the teaching of the prophet that was sent to you. Likewise, the prophet will come with the prophecies. Okay? Likewise, he comes with the miracles. Likewise, God will aid him. Okay? Because the Most High will not let his prophet down. He will aid them. So now, I don't have to speak about Jesus, Moses, Abraham,
So
Noah.
what's the point of?
I'll tell you, I'll come into that. Now, if I establish Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet with a logical argument and tangible proofs, therefore logic dictates we should believe what he came with, because the Most High will not choose a liar to convey his
Yeah, he
message.
did.
How do you know he wasn't a liar?
wait,
How do you
wait,
know he
wait.
wasn't a
Allah
liar?
said
What I'll
that
say
the
to
prophet
that-
who comes from the children of Israel,
Why
not
would
from
I
the
be
children of
concerned
Ishmael, babe.
of what?
So even Allah,
Are you scared for him to use
Not
his brain?
even-
Are you
not even-
scared that he uses his brain?
Not even concerned. It's interested to hear what other people have to say.
again,
But it's interesting to hear what people have
No
to
problem,
say.
yeah, we're
about-
just having discussion.
Right. No, I mean, me looking into
Hisham,
what the prophets have said.
Yes.
Right. You take what you need to do. You extract the teachings
That's correct.
for me, and I just keep it moving.
How do you know he
Yeah, but
wasn't a liar?
my point here is that first of all, if we establish, you cannot say I'm going to take from the Bible, the Quran. Sorry, to cut you. Thank you for giving me your time. Okay, you cannot take from the Quran and the Bible, especially if those teachings clearly go against each other. You cannot take from the Bible tell you God died, then he became a baby, then someone changes
you said
nappy.
there was
I'm talking about,
Okay.
outside of
when I talk about
Egypt.
religion, I'm talking about the precepts, innit? Like, don't kill a man, don't take from a man.
No, but even that God is from the
There's more similarities. So I don't know about all the intricacies, but
Ask him
the
how he knows
precepts.
Muhammad was a prophet.
No, I don't see all that business. I don't care about who the prophet is. I don't care
I was gonna
about.
tell him.
I don't care about. You see me? I don't care about who
No,
the
but you
prophet
have
is.
no, but brother.
You feel me?
You're a person God gave you. You see, a
Yeah.
smart person, yeah.
Yeah.
A wise
okay.
man, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
God gave you intellect, okay.
Right.
Now we are upon this earth, and nothing is guaranteeing this life except death.
I believe that.
We're going to die without
What's
any
that got to
doubt.
do with the prophet?
I'll tell you what has to do with the prophet. You have to know which, because why? We know there is a creator, the Most High.
Right.
And we know the Most High will not create the creation without any purpose.
I believe that. So
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. There's a purpose.
Right.
Now,
So the
what is the purpose of our life? You cannot tell me the creator speaking to you and speaking to me, because you and I, we have completely different teaching.
But there are many
What's my
creators
teaching?
in the
You don't know,
Quran,
man. I might
though.
be the same as you.
Okay, so
He's
you
saying in
believe,
general
okay,
anyway.
you believe Prophet Muhammad, true prophet.
I don't believe that.
No.
Khalid is not the same as me.
Okay, right. So now my point is, me being an individual.
Yes.
That, however I got here, innit? I don't understand the process, innit? Obviously, God made me. Divine intervention.
Alhamdulillah, okay.
Whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah, okay.
Me, if I want to understand my creator,
Yeah,
truthfully,
yeah.
why would I need another man? A man, the same as me,
Okay.
to understand my creator?
Exactly.
Okay. Moses, it was a man, by the way.
I believe that one. What the guy's
So
a
you
man.
reject him.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
man.
So they find
first
the
of all,
messenger
what I was going to tell you, now what is your yardstick you are utilizing to determine you are following what the creator wants you to follow? How do you know?
I'll be honest, bro. This may sound mad to you.
No problem. No.
But
Brother,
you see, bro,
we
this
just
side
had
of
a
me,
discussion.
when I do something tells me I shouldn't be doing that. And that's what I go by.
Okay, that's in Islam we believe that this is called al-fitra, which is natural inclination. We believe naturally that I know I should not go step on a baby's head, infant, who is 2 months, because something happened 500 days ago. I know that is wrong.
If it's a
Without
lizard,
any doubt.
it's okay.
Ah, so if it's a lizard today.
I know.
If the child's going to be a
Ah, okay.
believer,
If it's a lizard today.
if the child's going to be
Anyways,
a believer,
you know that.
Yeah.
I know if a lizard is going to cause me harm, I should kill it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Okay, now,
so
you see what I'm saying? So no problem. No problem. Okay, no problem. So now my point here is that, so we know that generally, but I'm saying in detail. Okay, in detail, how do you know what you are following? Like, how do you know what the creator
It depends what you
wants from
determine
you?
as worship. Because you see me, yeah, there's a lot of things that you could be considered worship. Like just waking up in the morning when you're meant to wake up, looking at the sun. Some man call that worship.
Yeah, but okay, if I don't call that worship, how can we know which one saying the truth?
But wait, bro, innit? I can't
That's
tell
what I'm
you.
saying. That's what I'm
I
saying.
can't tell you.
What's your name, brother? I never asked you for my name.
Gus.
Gus. My name's
Yeah.
Shamsi. Yeah.
Shamsi.
Yes.
Wow,
Nice to
wow,
meet you,
wow.
Gus. Yeah.
No, no.
Nice one, brother. What I was gonna say, Gus. Yeah. You know, I still not British, Gus.
Huh?
You know, British, Gus. Coming to look for me.
Oh no. You ain't
you paid your bills.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I paid. I'm joking, brother. Yeah. My point here is that's the point I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, okay, I have a feeling. You have a feeling, but both our feelings is subjective. That's why you need an objective yardstick to determine are we following the
I believe
creator
that.
or not.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. So the yardstick should not be something just only for me. That's why when it comes to Islam, I don't say someone.
Can I bring-
Sorry, I will finish with this point.
go
Yeah?
on.
I'll let you speak. Yeah. As a Muslim, I will not say to someone become a Muslim because I live that lifestyle. As I say, I've been there, I've done that. Understand? I cannot say, you know what?
lifestyle?
That life, hard life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can't say to the person, I was living a hard life. Then when I start following Islam, my life changed, my doors open. That is for me. I cannot utilize my experience or my personal experience as a proof Islam is the truth. Islam teach me I have to utilize universal proof why Islam is the truth. Understand? Like for example, the prophecies that Prophet Muhammad came with. Okay?
prophecy? Yeah,
For
which
example,
one, for example?
Allah mentioned the Quran.
Which one?
That Islam, Prophet Muhammad, Allah said in the Quran, yeah? Islam will overpower the other religions. Even the disbelievers dislike it. So this verse was revealed at the time of Prophet Muhammad. And we know Islam overpowered the greatest empires, Persians and the Romans. Yes? Historically it's known.
So what has this, obviously, the fulfillment of prophecy, which I wouldn't refute, because all these books
Haven't
do
you-
it
what,
for some
4
strange
years?
reason.
So that's what
I
you call
can't tell
a
you why.
I didn't say,
So
I
that's a
can't tell you
prophecy.
why, innit? I can't tell you why. I find it a bit suspicious personally.
yeah, you can read and I'll give you
Yeah.
something to read. But
Very strange, but
why is church? I don't understand.
why, if you have books written by people that have conquered people, right, and these books are foretelling of events that seem to coincide and happen, how can a man not look at that and think, oh, that's a bit strange?
No. The point here is how a man that lived in the middle of desert, lizard I was going to say, yeah? Middle of desert, 1,400 years ago,
Yeah.
prophesizing about something that we can observe in our time. for example, Prophet Muhammad mentioned Sahih Bukhari.
I get
He
that.
said, listen to this, listen to how powerful. Prophet Muhammad said, were you killing, bro?
So I'm saying,
Listen to this, no, this is powerful.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Listen here. Listen.
You know,
Obviously,
Gas.
The point,
Look, I'm speaking to someone who's just speaking about God and everything. These Christians are just actually, calm down, man. No, listen to this. Prophet Muhammad said there will come a time when a man will make up a lie and will reach the east and the west by the evening. Okay, listen to this carefully, yeah? So a man will leave out his house by the morning, his lie will reach the east and the west by the evening. At the time, Prophet Muhammad, for you to travel from Mecca to Medina will take you 1 month, let alone for your lie to reach Medina and Mecca, yes? Now, what was happening our time? I can make up a lie in Twitter, WhatsApp, then what will reach? China and Morocco. So how men that lived in the middle of the desert saying about something that we can observe in our time? You don't have to be Muslim or a Christian.
Okay, well, so
I hope you put it,
point
it's God's power for Christians.
about miracles happening. What has bro, innit? I understand miracles happen, innit? You feel me?
Yeah, okay, alhamdulillah.
I don't understand why man are in deserts talking to bushes on fire. I can't tell you why, innit?
Who's talking? That's Moses.
Yeah, bro.
No, but we believe that.
Prophet make things happen. Joshua make the sun stop in there, you give me?
That's correct.
They do strange things, you give me? I would call it magic personally. That's what I would call it.
No, it's not much.
Well,
it's not much.
It's
What
not
I'm
magic.
saying, guys.
When God ordained it, it's not magic. But when a man do it,
Guys, what I'll tell you, my point here is the prophet.
yeah, what's the point? What's the point?
The point here is
for 1 year.
that
Yeah, 1 year.
So because my man,
you
asked him what's the point. He's saying the
for
point.
1 year. So how do you
Yeah.
make part of the
Wait.
Quran came from Allah? Which was came from the devil?
Wait.
Yeah,
We
but-
just established you go take order from the
But
devils. Stop it.
Did that-
Okay, stop it.
no,
Stop it.
you
Wallah,
fight
stop
to the
it.
combo, bro.
My point here is, look, the reason for these things, miracles. What is a miracle? Miracle when something happens, generally speaking, how they define it. No, my question. Prophet Muhammad prophesied and everything. For you and I to come with, if we have a sound reasoning, to say, this man, we know the knowledge of the unseen, especially in detail and precise.
worship is
Hear me, guys.
Right.
The knowledge of the unseen, specifically
which-
detailed,
which
precise.
revelations came from the
Brother,
devil,
can you let me speak, man?
Listen, does he have a brain?
You're going a bit round the thing.
Bro, you
He's
can't
not-
you're
he's
fighting into the
But you don't let me
conversation,
finish
bro.
my point.
He was trying
He-
to
he keep cutting
He
me.
keeps on cutting him. You have to be just.
You have to be just. He keep cutting
He
me.
was trying to
Bro, I
pay
mean,
for
but
first.
bro, you're going.
He knows, you know. Come
Brother, you
Let's be
asked me
honest.
what is the point for these prophecies?
No, I understand what's the point of prophecy.
Okay, say it again.
I understand the point of prophecy. The point of prophecy is to be fulfilled.
Not just to be fulfilled.
Okay, well, that's the main point for me.
No, it's not the main point. The main
that's the
point.
main
Okay, well, that's
exactly.
subjective. We all have our beliefs.
Okay, go on.
My point
Look,
is,
he's
He's not going to become a
you said,
Muslim, bro.
you're saying from
bro.
man to
Can you
man.
walk aside, please? I need to talk. Go.
Yeah. Hey,
No,
let me
come.
ask
Don't beg it.
It's me and you.
Muhammad was
Come.
bewitched though. Hey, Muhammad was bewitched though.
How did Muhammad get bewitched?
Yeah, how did Muhammad get bewitched?
I shake
For
your
1
hand for
year.
that.
So which part of the Quran came from God and which part came from the
We have to
devil?
be honest and respectful.
Oh, that's question. Come
You don't
on.
have to follow me, please. I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you.
Wait, hold on.
I'm here for
No, but you're asking him questions. He's responding.
No.
This one's been preaching. Wait. You're following the camera. Wait. Before I exit, I just want to show the hypocrisy. You notice how if I come, he'll be like, let's move away. But he then came into my conversation and buzzed in. Look at the hypocrisy. Look at the hypocrisy. So when we do it, look, I have no problem. But when I want everyone to see, I want everyone to see when I now do it to Shamsi. Shamsi has not got a leg to stand on to complain. Have your conversation.
Was he heckling or not?
Was he heckling?
Was he heckling?
He was heckling. He
So
came
he's
into my
bothering the
conversation. He came into my conversation.
No, he was asking me questions.
You came over and you asked me the question
I understand.
about Matthew.
People will understand that,
Yeah.
but after he said,
Yeah.
your argument with him is not going
Yeah,
nowhere.
but that's what
So you feel like
yeah,
speaking
but
to him,
that was after. So my point was the next time now I come in, you have not a leg to stand on, okay? So I just want everyone we have it on camera. So we have it. Notice the double standards. Notice. You see?
Gonzalez! Why you fraud?
Hey, there's a lizard there.
Hey, there's a lizard there! Oh, there's a lizard there, Shamsi! Kill it! So you go to Jannah!
Don't eat some dogs.
wrap up, people. Wrap with it.
Clearly, we see Shamsi, the interrupter, probably cut that out anyway, but yeah. We clearly see when Shamsi came in trying to refute, he brings up many stupid points. First he tried to make an argument about Matthew, but Matthew went against him because it clearly showed that the demons themselves are asked to be cast into the pigs. That Jesus didn't say kill all the pigs because they are susceptible to evil. It's Islam that says that, because when Christ comes, what's he going to do? Break the cross and kill the pigs. So Shamsi has a problem with his own sources. And then he tried to divert and say, oh, is Jesus listening to Satan? But hold on, let's go to your Quran.
Okay. Reference, please. Let's fact check.
This is in 7:16. When Allah led Satan astray, Satan said, since you have led me astray, I shall surely sit in ambush for them on your straight path. Said, yeah, or the other version says, because you have deceived me, I shall surely sit in wait for them on your straight path. And Allah allowed it. So then is Allah being influenced by Satan? You see the illogical constructs of the Shamsi's arguments.
Allah, Shaitan.
Yes.
Hey, bro, don't film me, please.
No, it's a wrap up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a wrap up. We'll have a conversation after. So, but clearly we see the illogical nature of Shamsi's arguments. He says these things, but then in his very own Quran, the same thing happens. So is Shamsi saying Allah was influenced by Satan? So we have to clearly keep breaking down his arguments. But before you can do that, he runs away. And when you try and give a holistic refutation or an answer, he wants a one-word answer so then he can run away. But even before you have answered, he's always running away. And this is why we know the tactics of Shamsi, and we have to give an educated answer for those who are actually sincerely listening, because we know what Shamsi's going to do. He comes in like the Tasmanian devil, talking 100 words per minute and then spinning out again. So clearly we have seen today broken down the Islamic argument.